What is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And I've got a question for you guys, okay? And you can obviously tell what that is by the title. And the question is, where does Matt Nagy rank in terms of the head coaches in the NFL? I want to find this out, and I'm going to find this out and tell you guys where he is ranked in terms of the head coaches in the NFL. Before I do that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below. Turn on my post notifications and make sure to follow me on my social media, folks. So with that being said, you guys see the whiteboard behind me, guys. I'm talking about where is Matt Nagy? Where do we rank him? Because here's the thing. All the talk's always about the quarterback in Chicago. We can't get the right quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky's a bust. Nick Foles, can he save us? He's been a backup quarterback pretty much his whole career outside of the Super Bowl, in which he won with the Eagles, but even then he was a backup quarterback. So, is it always the quarterback's fault, or can we actually take a look at Matt Nagy, who actually did regress last season, okay? And let's just talk about, okay, we keep ranking Trubisky, we keep ranking Nick Foles. Let's rank Matt Nagy. Where do we rank him? Is he a top 10 coach? Is he a top 15, 20? Is he a bottom 10 coach? Let's talk about it. Let's find out. Let's get into it. So where exactly does Matt Nagy rank when you compare him to the rest of the coaches in the NFL? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we've got the board right behind me, and I've got all 32 head coaches currently in the NFL. And yes, they are ranked, but disclaimer, these are not my rankings. These are actually rankings from a website called Fantasy Pros. But I put these rankings up because I thought they did a very good job with the rankings. Now, there are certainly some of it that I do disagree with. For the most part, I do agree with a lot of these rankings. And it kind of inspired, obviously, the video topic itself. And so let's take a look at where they have Matt Nagy ranked. And they have Matt Nagy at number 15. Okay, so right about the average, just a tick above at 15. 16 obviously is the average in the NFL out of 32 teams. So they have Matt Nagy just ranked around the average. And for the most part, I do agree with that. But let's take a look and actually dissect if that is 1,000% accurate, or can we dock Matt Nagy down a few points or up a few points, okay? So we've got all the coaches here, and let's go one by one, right? We've got Bill Belichick. Obviously, he's better than Matt Nagy. So you know what? I'm just going to quickly go down the list and just mark the coaches that are absolutely, without a doubt, better than Matt Nagy, okay? So Bill Belichick, better than Matt Nagy. Sean Payton, yes. Andy Reid, yes. John Harbaugh, yes. Sean McVay, yes. And of course, these are coaches that I think are better and coaches that I would take over Matt Nagy, okay? Mike Tomlin, yes. Kyle Shanahan, yes, I would. I do think he's a better offensive mind than Matt Nagy and his team. Even though they lost, they did go to the Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, absolutely. Bruce Arians, I do believe Bruce Arians is a better head coach than Matt Nagy, better offensive mind. Frank Reich, the Colts head coach, I do like him a lot. I'm going to get back to this one. Mike Zimmer, coach of the Vikings, he's also solid as well. But I'm not ready to say definitively. Doug Peterson, I do think he is better. Mike Vrabel, not ready to go there yet. Sean McDermott, not ready to go there yet. Then we've got, obviously, Matt Nagy. Then Cliff Kingsbury, who's obviously getting a lot of hype off a 5-10-1 season. But again, he is an offensive mind, if you will. Zach Taylor, nope. Bill O'Brien, no chance. Kevin Stefanski, the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I think he's got the chance to be, but not yet. Ron Rivera, I actually would. I mean, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's coached the MVP of the league at one point in Cam Newton. So you got to give Ron Rivera his credit there. Brian Flores, no. Joe Judge, they have him ranked way too high. I would put Joe Judge down. Mike McCarthy, you can make the argument. He's won a Super Bowl. He's better than Matt Nagy. You can make that argument. Matt Rule, I mean, you have no idea about him yet. I don't know why they have him this high. I don't disagree with that, so I put Matt Rule down a little bit. John Gruden, I'd still take Matt Nagy. Matt LaFleur, not really. I'm not a big fan. Anthony Lynn, not a big fan either. Vic Fangio, obviously, he was the defensive coordinator for the Bears, so I'm good there. Dan Quinn, nope. Matt Patricia, no way. Doug Marrone, no. And Adam Gase, obviously not. So, for the most part, Matt Nagy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Definitively worse than about 12 coaches in the NFL, according to me, obviously. So somewhere around the 13 range. But the thing is, Matt Nagy last year, after winning Coach of the Year before the 8-8 season, was a shoo-in as a top 10 coach. So we're talking about a guy who was definitely in this top 10, and now he's on the outside looking in, okay? And the reason this is important is because the Bears' struggles last year, a lot of the blame goes around to, obviously, the quarterback play of Mitchell Trubisky, to the offensive line play or the lack thereof, to, receivers dropping balls. A lot of it does. But Matt Nagy, well, according to me at least, was not getting as much blame. And the reasoning that people used was, oh, Matt Nagy doesn't have his quarterback. He didn't have his players. They didn't run his offense right. And here's the thing. As the head coach of a football team, it is up to you to assess the personnel that you have and put together an offense that fits that personnel. Stop trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Now, Matt Nagy didn't do that in his first year, and that's why the Bears went 12-4, because he understood his offense, how to utilize it, use the players' strengths, don't use their players' weaknesses. And he was doing great. Won Coach of the Year, 12-4, winning the division, going to the playoffs. We know what happened. But then last year, complete 180, where he doesn't understand the players' strengths and weaknesses, and he just tries to force feed his offense. And Fantasy Pros, this website talked about it, which I thought was an excellent assessment of Matt Nagy, is, again, if he has another year like this, I mean, Matt Nagy last year, if you just base him off last year, played like a bottom 10 coach, okay? And Matt Nagy in 2018 was a top 10 coach. So we've got a top 10 performance in 2018 and a bottom 10 performance in 2019, which then puts Matt Nagy somewhere right in the middle. So yes, this assessment of him, at 15, 13, according to me, somewhere around there, fairly accurate, okay? That's where Matt Nagy belongs. But Matt Nagy should be better than he has been, because the trajectory, just like it was, going up after he won Coach of the Year, should have kept going up instead of decline. And I know all Bears fans have the nightmare of who? We have the nightmare of Mark Trestman, right? Mark Trestman and the Bears were fantastic in his first year, and then second year just nosedive, and then Mark Trestman was fired. So we hope, and I hope, that Matt Nagy is not Mark Trestman 2.0. We obviously don't want that. But point being is, Matt Nagy, so you almost call him Mark Trestman. My God. Both names starts with M. Matt Nagy needs to be better. Plain and simple. This man is good enough to be a top 10 coach. He should not be on the outside looking in. And he is right now at this point. And again, if I were to take Frank Reich, and here's the thing. Here's another thing I'll add. There's people that will make the argument. Frank Reich is better. Mike Zimmer's better. Mike Vrabel's better. People will say Sean McDermott's better. People might say Cliff Kingsbury's better. Kevin Stefanski maybe even. So you could see him going from anywhere from, I believe, 13 to about 17. Okay? What is that? That's average. That's average, okay? I mean, a little above average, but for the most part, average. So, again, you want to put it all on the quarterback play because it was below average or average, but the coaching has been average or below average. So I'm just saying, right? Matt Nagy needs to improve, but that is where I would rank him, somewhere in this range for where Matt Nagy ranks in terms of the NFL head coaches currently. Where would you guys rank him? I want to know. Comment below. Where does Matt Nagy rank for you guys in terms of head coaches in the NFL? Let me know down below if you like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.